I'd like to call to order the November 15th, 2011 meeting of the Bowling Green Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Bill Waltrip has our invocation this evening. I invite you to stand with us.
You bow with me, please. Father, we've gathered here tonight to conduct the work of government. You've ordained this process, and we thank you for it. We ask your blessings on these proceedings and that the things said and done here tonight will be pleasing to you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Mrs. Hill will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Nash?
Here.
Commissioner Waltrip?
Here.
Commissioner Hill? Here. Mayor Wilkerson?
Here. Without objection, I'd like to invite someone to add to the agenda Municipal Order 2011, number 217.
So moved.
Second. Nash and Hill?
All right, Municipal Order 2011-217
Roll call, please.
is needed to have the roll call. Thank you. Go ahead.
Commissioner Nash?
Yes.
Waltrip?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Wilkerson?
Yes.
Municipal Order number 2011-217, Municipal Order appointing Joe W. Denning Commissioner of the City of Bowling Green to fill the vacancy created by the special election of Bruce Wilkerson to the position of Mayor.
So moved.
Nash?
Second.
Hill?
All right, at this point, we have an opportunity to discuss some of the questions that the media asked while we were doing this. We'd gone through a long process previously to select Mrs. Hill as she joined the commission. This one seemed like a pretty easy selection for us. Back in 2010, Joe Denning was the highest vote getter amongst all those in the commission. And since he stepped up to fill the role of mayor for 10 or 11 months after Mrs. Walker left us, it just seemed to be the logical thing to do was ask Joe to come back up and serve with us. And he's agreed to do that. And that's the intent of this particular order. Any other comments or questions?
I do.
Yes, sir.
As Ronald Reagan once said, here we go again. As each of you know, the process for the commission to appoint someone to the open seat does not come with many guidelines. I've been consistent with my thoughts and actions regarding the appointment of a person to fill vacant positions on the commission. When I voted for Joe Denning to become mayor to fulfill the term of Mayor Walker, I based that decision on the fact that Joe was mayor pro tem and had received the most votes in the 2010 commission race. I then voted for Bruce to be mayor pro tem because he had received the next highest votes in the 2010 commission race. Both of these decisions were based on a process and not determined by who the person was. When Joe's seat became vacant, I decided early on, before anyone ever applied for the open seat, that I believe the person that came in fifth in the November 2010 election should be appointed to that open seat. The majority of the board at that time appointed Melinda Hill to that seat. My vote was never intended to be a negative reflection against Melinda, only the process that was used. Now we come to a similar situation tonight. I'm going to cast a no vote for this municipal order. My reasoning is based on the premise of my previous votes. I believe that the person that came in second in the 2011 commission race should be appointed to this position. It is of no consequence to me who finished second to Melinda. No matter who finished second, I would still believe that the person should be appointed to this seat. I've heard many ways the votes in the most recent mayor and commission races should be interpreted. I believe any comparison to the two races to make this appointment is misplaced. By statute, a commission seat and the mayor's seat are two separate seats on the commission. I do respect each person serving on this commission and believe that they are doing what they believe is in the best interest of the city. With as much conviction as they have, I too believe I have the best interest of the city in mind. I believe my position best supports the integrity of the voting process in that when a seat for a particular position becomes vacant, you simply go to the person with the next highest vote total for that specific position. I discussed my views with Joe on Thursday, and Joe's reaction is just what I expected it to be. Joe told me that he understood my position and encouraged me to vote my convictions. It is my belief that my vote against this municipal order is not a negative reflection against Joe and will in no way affect my relationship with him and our ability to work together on this commission. And that's all I have.
Anyone else? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
No.
Hill,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Mr. Denning, we have something for you to do. If you don't mind stepping up here to the speakerphone, we have a special guest with us tonight. Warren Circuit Judge Steve Allen Wilson is here to help us bring you back up to your seat.
Mr. Denny, if you will raise your right hand, if you'll accept this oath, please. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of City Commissioner, according to law, and do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, that you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying such a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God. Congratulations.
We never took a seat.
The next item of business are awards and recognitions. We do want to recognize that Mrs. Hill gave up her chair so that Joe could be closer to the door, so we appreciate that.
It wasn't easy either. May I say just one or two things?
Yes, sir, please.
I want to express my appreciation to you, Mayor, and to the other commissioners for this vote of confidence in me to continue to serve our citizens here in the city of Bowling Green. I will continue to do the very best that I can and represent this commission to the best of my ability in doing so. And I appreciate the confidence that you have shown in putting me back up here. And Melinda, thank you. I appreciate it. When Dr. Stroud was here and we ran an election a few years ago, he told me then, he was seated here, and he told me that if I won, I could have my seat back. That was easy, but with Melinda, it was a little difficult. She didn't want to give it up, so she bribed me, and I'm entitled to do a few things for her, and like buying Diet Cokes and things of that nature. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. I'm deeply honored to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for coming back. All right, let's get down to business. I think we're for awards and recognitions. Mr. DeFebo.
I have none, Mayor, but I think Ray is here tonight for Operation Pride.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Ray Lackey, Operation Pride. I have 2 awards tonight. I would say that I don't have a PowerPoint presentation this evening because of the previous event. I told Katie I didn't want to have you all jumping through hoops to get the PowerPoint presentation up. I will put it on the website. Someone asked me what this was, and I said it's much nicer than wearing a tie for 30 years. So that's my PowerPoint presentation. Anyway, this evening I have 2 awards. The first award is Jim Johnson Nissan Hyundai, 2200 Scottsville Road. When you get a chance to look at these photos, they've done an amazing job. I've had the privilege of Jim allowing me to come in and look at the site and go through both facilities, and it's an amazing transformation of what they've done. So in recognition of their accomplishments tonight, I'd like to have Linda Broderick, and I'd also like to have Rick Williams come forward to accept the awards.
Wow. I'm not a speaker like my father. That can be good or bad. I don't know. It depends on if you want to make a long story short. But anyway, thank you very much, Ray. We really appreciate it. And, you know, Bowling Green is a great community to live in. And actually, we love living here, and it's been good to us. And so, you know, it's just time for us to do some remodeling and some updating. And so we're very proud of our facility. And it's amazing what, you know, money will do, I guess. But again, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Linda, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but the previous commissioner, now mayor, is the one that recommended your business for that award. And the next award, Bill Waltrip recommended. So at this time, I'd like to, the next award is a residential award. It's 1015 Highland Way, and it is Jeff and Kathy Spansky, and they have done a great transformation out there on Highland Way. When you see the before and after photos, you'll really like it. I got the opportunity, I told them to sneak around back and take some additional photos, because I always try to match up the before and after. And so I was able to see both front and back and see how it really looks great. And so if you all would come forward, I would appreciate that.
You know, Ray, I wish you wouldn't have maybe looked around the entire property, because you didn't tell us you were coming over so we could clean it up. I tell you, this is absolutely precious for us. We moved to Bowling Green 3 years ago to build a family and pick the right house, the right community. And I'll tell you, this is really a special moment for us, so we appreciate it. A couple things that were in our recipe of success. Number one, buy the right house with a lot of character, right? Have a plan, which we didn't have a complete plan, but it worked out. And pick your neighbors, and especially one with a swimming pool. So, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, the only other thing I'd like to add is I think you're all aware that Operation Pride is on the ground floor of the Exit 22 renovation, and I attended that meeting this past week, and we are going to be intricately involved with the Kentucky Highway Department and Scotty's Contracting to make sure that that entryway is a beautiful place when people get off of that interstate to take care of and to see that what Bowling Green really looks like from the onset. As most of you know, we spent $125,000 year to date in the last 18 months taking care of the Three Springs Road all the way over to Mel Browning Road on both sides. And we're going to continue to do that and hopefully make Bowling Green a proud place to be when they come see us from Exit 22. Thank you.
Thank you for your work, Ray. We appreciate it. Anything else from that section?
No.
Do we have any comments from City Manager?
No comments, Mayor, other than there'll be a need for an executive session. Katie will read the reason.
Pursuant to KRS 61.810B for deliberations on the future acquisition of real property by the city, but only when publicity would likely affect the value of the specific piece of property to be acquired for public use. And pursuant to KRS 61.810C for discussions of proposed and pending litigation against the city of Bowling Green.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip, second by Nash. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. We have before us the minutes of the November 1st, 2011 meeting of the Bowling Green Board of Commissioners. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Hill, second by Nash. Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Now have time for public comments. If anyone in the audience would like to make a comment on any item that is not on tonight's agenda, please feel free to step forward. Seeing none, we'll begin with our regular session. Ordinance number 2011-43.
Second reading, ordinance rezoning real estate, ordinance rezoning a tract of land containing 0.23 acre from RM3 multifamily residential to OPR office and professional residential located at 1225 Chestnut Street, presently owned by Sinead and Solange Bellatonic.
So moved.
Motion by Nash, second by Hill. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Ordinance number 2011-44.
Second reading, ordinance rezoning real estate, ordinance rezoning a tract of land containing 14.2 acres from RM3 multifamily residential to PUD planned unit development located at 350 Glen Lily Road, presently owned by Habitat for Humanity.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Denning, second by Nash. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011-208.
Municipal order approving the career path advancement of W. Derek Sanders to the position of Operations Technician 1 in the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash, second by Waltrip. Any
Yes.
discussion?
As the commission knows, we have a career path program within Public Works. Mr. Sanders has met all the requirements, and we recommend that he be promoted from to an operation tech from labor. He has a CDL as well as all the requisite testing to achieve this career path promotion.
Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes.
Is he here?
No, he is not here tonight.
Beg your pardon?
He was here.
He's not here.
Thank you. Municipal Order 2011-209.
Municipal order authorizing a contract through non-competitive negotiations with WHP Training Towers of Overland Park, Kansas for the installation and purchase of materials for the Fire Department burn building refurbishment located at the Public Safety Training Center in the amount of $158,846.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash, second by Waltrip. Mr. Febo.
Practicing the extinguishing of fires is an important repetitive exercise of our fire department. They use a burn building to do that. That burn building actually wears out over time and needs rebuilt. We're here tonight to ask your permission to spend about $158,000 to refurbish this building, which will be needed to train future firemen. J. Todd Napier is here if you have any questions.
Any questions or discussion?
I'd just like to know how long this approximately will last, how often we have to replace it.
Todd, you want to come up, please?
How long will this last approximately?
Well, the current building that we have now was built in about '88, and really what we're doing, we're using the same type of liner. It's just that we're putting a corrugated aluminum around it to kind of help from the elements from deteriorating it as much as anything. So, and we've been patching it for years. The structure itself is very solid. It's just a matter of, in my mind, to have the elements off of the expensive liner that we use. And like I say, it was built in '88, and we're just now really bringing it to industry standard.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011-210.
Municipal order authorizing the continuation of software subscription and maintenance services from OpenText Incorporated in the amount of $26,126.02.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash, second by Hill.
This is an ongoing maintenance contract that our IT department has for document management and imaging software. Lynn Hartley's here if you have any questions about the nature of this product.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011-211.
Municipal order approving and authorizing an access management memorandum of understanding between the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Bowling Green Metropolitan Planning Organization, and Warren County Fiscal Court.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Denning, second by Hill.
How governments allow access to highways has a great impact on the traffic on a roadway as well as the safety. 3 organizations, 4 actually, got together recently to come up with a common way of approaching what is called access management. We're here tonight to sign on to an agreement to work collaboratively with the university, State Highway Department, and Warren County to have a joint and united approach to access management. Jeff Lashley and or Mac Yao are here if you have any questions about the science.
Are there any questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Ordinance number 2011-45.
First reading, ordinance closing a public right-of-way, ordinance approving the closing of 3 alleys bounded by Kentucky Street, Center Street, 9th Avenue East Main, and 8th Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash, second by Waltrip.
This is a recommendation from the Planning Commission concerning the closure. Steve Hunter is here if you have any questions about the Planning Commission's action.
Are there any questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Ordinance number 2011-46.
First reading, ordinance rezoning real estate, ordinance rezoning a tract of land containing 4.04 acres from GB General Business to PUD Planned Unit Development located at East Main Avenue, 8th Avenue, Kentucky Street, and Center Street, presently owned by Bowling Green Municipal Utilities.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash, second by Denning.
Again, Mr. Hunter is here regarding the Planning Commission's actions. Do you have any questions?
Are there any questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011-212.
Municipal order approving fiscal years 2011, 2012 through 2014, 2015 capital improvement program for the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky.
So moved.
Motion by Denning, second by Waltrip.
Last month, we did a work session on our capital improvement program. There was a number of comments, one pertaining to the cost of Cave Mill, which we adjusted in this change, as well as the grant opportunities for fencing of police parking. This is the 3-year capital improvement program. It's an evolutionary document, and it's can be implemented if we have the money, but we go through a planning process that involves not only our employees, our senior management, but most importantly the commission to come up with priorities for the next 3 years, all dependent on money. We're asking you to approve the tentative plan tonight.
Thank you. We had an opportunity to have a work session on this, so we're all familiar with the product that was presented. Are there any other discussions or questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011-213.
Municipal order authorizing the acceptance of a grant from the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security for the 2011 Homeland Security Grant Program in the amount of $53,000 for the purchase of mobile radios for the police department.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip, second by Hill.
We're here tonight to ask you to accept $53,000 of other people's money to help us improve our communication. This money comes from the Homeland Security Grant. Jennifer Nash, the Police Department Administrative Assistant / Grantsman, is here if you have any questions.
Are there any questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011-214.
Municipal order approving rental fees for Circus Square Park, Fountain Square Park, and River Walk at Mitch McConnell Park.
So moved.
Motion by Nash, second by Hill.
Again, a little more than a month ago, we had a work session on the fee structure and how we want to approach our management of both Circus Square, Fountain Square Park, and River Walk, with the Commission's decision to give those to the city. We took it as an opportunity to revisit how we were going to charge people and the rational way we were going to do that. We talked about the fee structure. I think you all were in general agreement with that. It's found in your packet. Bobby Joe Sexton is here if you have any questions about the logic of the fees. From a holistic point of view, we have eliminated what we have felt was minor fees and incorporated those into a per hour charge, making it easier for the renter to understand what is required. But Bobby Joe is here if you have any questions.
Any discussion? Ms. Hill?
I just have one.
Bobby Joe?
Last time, great job on these fees, but we discussed looking for ways to block off, especially Fountain Square. Have you had an opportunity to check into pricing of that yet?
I have not, but I will be, along with some other things that we're looking at with the park as well.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
Anything? Yes.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
The two organizations that will receive a rental fee waiver,
Yes.
they were chosen how in comparison to all the other organizations that may use the parks?
Well, it was in consideration of the fact that the Downtown Redevelopment Authority, they actually bring in the community concerts, and you know that they're also housed as well downtown. But they do those are big community events that they do for the community that are free events. The other event with the Downtown or Fountain Square Merchants Association, they do the Christmas lights up, the holiday lights up. They have second Saturdays. They do Scare on the Square. They also do a lot of other community events, and they're housed as well downtown. So because of the events that they have put on and have shown that they've done consistently year after year, it just made sense to us that we would allow them to, use it without any fees. Insurance will still be required, but no fee related to that.
Very well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Ordinance 2011-47.
First reading, ordinance relating to budget amendment, ordinance approving amendment number 1 to the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky annual operating budget for fiscal year 2012.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Denning, second by Hill.
City staff and the commission itself provides general discipline to the budget process through an amendment process requiring your vote anytime we do significant changes to the budget. We're here in November. We're here to present the first amendment to the 2012 annual operating budget. Jeff is here to answer any particular questions, but generally budget amendments this time of year are usually for new fees or new revenues that come in or changes in expenditures that you've already approved. But Jeff is here if you have any questions.
Have any questions for Mr. Mizel? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2011, number 215.
Municipal order approving and adopting the City of Bowling Green financial policies and procedures, formerly known as the Consolidated Financial Policy Statements.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash, second by Hill.
Just as the police and fire department have what is called standard operating procedures, the finance department and those that use our financial system also have standard operating procedures, and we contain those in a document that provides the rules of engagement, how we use, receive, and spend and invest money in this city. We first adopted this policy back in 1987, amended it in 2003, and are here tonight to ask you to make new changes to that document. It might be good for Jeff to outline some of the changes. Jeff?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to just say that this was a difficult task, to say the least. I don't know if it's a good analogy or not, but it's almost like writing a dictionary. You don't know which word you forgot to put in here, but we've done our best to pretty much totally revamp the policy and actually put a new name on it. A lot of the changes we put in here are due to, as I mentioned, workflow improvements, technology changes, and just staffing organizational type changes, and as well as just in trying to improve internal controls and follow recommended practices, best practices recommended by GFOA. I noted that a lot of the changes are we've improved the segregation of between human resources and payroll. That was an area we used to get some audit comments on. We've made some changes there. We've had a new software system put in since this last was revised. We've made some adjustments for the capabilities we have with it now. We've implemented the procurement cards, the online maintenance of those, and things like that. But for the most part, the two major sections that we added were the debt and debt service section, and then we pretty much totally revamped the section on fund balance to incorporate the GASB 54 changes that we had to do this past fiscal year. So along with that, we increased the fund balance, the minimum fund balance, to the 20% as was adopted with the FY12 budget. But I'll be glad to answer any more questions that you have.
Not everybody knows what you mean when you say GFOA or the GASB.
I'm sorry, Government Finance Officers Association, which is really a leader in our industry profession, similar to the Government Accounting Standards Board.
Thank you. Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denny,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2011-216.
Municipal order amending the City of Bowling Green procurement card policy and procedures incorporated in the financial policies and procedures, formerly consolidated financial policy statements.
So moved.
Second.
Nash and Waltrip.
The preamble I gave about financial statement and policy also applies equally to purchasing. We have a policy that governs that in the use of procurement cards. The last time we made an amendment to that policy was in 2009. We're here tonight to ask you to approve a revised P-card policy. Jeff, could you briefly outline the changes?
Yeah, this is, we like to keep this as a standalone policy for ease of revisions, amendments, as we have here tonight, and we just wanted to update this. We added some restrictions on purchasing gift certificates just to create more security on those. We increased the spending limit to match up with what you all approved with the purchasing policy recently, with the level of where you get a quote on a bid. And then we've added some language pertaining to the program administrators in the finance department that maintain this for us, and just updated some of the payment procedures as far as the electronic automated type approvals we have now that we can do online. It's made things a lot simpler and easier and a lot less paper shuffle. And before I forget, I'd like to also thank some of my staff for putting not only this policy, keeping it maintained, but also all the work on the previous one, the financial policy, specifically Wilma Brown, our comptroller, Aaron Ballou, our senior staff accountant, and many, many others. I don't want to name names, I'm sure I'll forget, but I want to thank those staff members for these two policies. if you have any questions on this, I'll be glad to try to answer those.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Ordinance number 2011-48.
Ordinance providing for issuance of water and sewer revenue bonds. First reading. Ordinance of the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky authorizing and providing for the issuance of City of Bowling Green water and sewer revenue bonds, Series 2011 and Series 2012, for the purpose of financing the acquisition, construction, and equipping of a new office and administration building for the use and operations of Bowling Green Municipal Utilities.
So moved.
Motion by Nash, second by Denning.
Given our fraternal, if not paternal, relationship with BGMU, we're here tonight to honor their request to ask your permission to issue revenue bonds for an expansion, as well as to ask you to allow them to use what is called a bank qualifying loanability that the city has. Mark Iverson is here if you would like a presentation or have any questions. It might be helpful. Mark?
Don't have anything necessarily prepared for tonight other than just answer any questions that you might have. It is an exciting time for BGMU. Our 50-year-old facility is kind of at end of life, if you will, and either needed an entire rehab of that facility or building a new facility. And I think for a variety of different reasons, not the least of which is the orientation of our facility, where customers literally on very busy days park in the back, and what used to be the back entrance, they'd walk through that's been locked off for some time. They find themselves walking through drive-through traffic, literally to get into the front part of the building to pay a bill, and that's less than ideal. And that and many other reasons, we've kind of come to the conclusion that building a new office facility is really in the best interest of the utility and its customers, and tonight's an opportunity for the financing piece related to that. So entertain any questions you might have.
Ms. Hill.
If I may make sure, I think it's clear enough, but everybody make sure understands this is not an obligation of the city. These are revenue bonds from BGMU, from water and sewer.
That's correct.
Solely pledged to the payment of these, so there's no city general funds involved in payment of these bonds. Just want to make sure everybody was clear about that.
Thank you, Mr. Harmon. Ms. Hill.
That just took care of. I wanted you to explain to the citizens how this would impact them, but.
That's correct. This is essentially a responsibility of BGMU with respect to its revenues and expenses. It becomes our obligation. We just have to work through the city to kind of issue the bonds.
And as I understand it, it will remain on the same property that you already have.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's just, we're basically going to flip the property, if you will, in redevelopment, and the building will be in the back corner of what we currently have.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Nash,
Yes.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Denning,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Anything else from the body? Our next regularly scheduled meeting is December 6th of 2011, but we'll be going into closed session in just a few moments.
There'll be no vote.
There'll be no vote taken, but we'll take a 5-minute recess and then reconvene in closed session.